Hey.
Oh, there we are. There's the live. A little bit of a surprise for us. Hey, Good morning, everyone. It's the morning time here in the lovely U.S. We switched times. It's morning for me and Justin, afternoon for Simon, and it's evening for our good friends Josh and Zach. So, hey, new time, new situation. Welcome to the show, Gunpla Talk, episode 33. I am one of your amazing co-hosts, Tim, the one and only child of Mecca. And as always, I am joined by a pantheon, really, of amazing other co-hosts and modelers. So we're going to go around the room, introduce ourselves, and then we're going to get into the show. So, hey, let's start off with our evening crew. Let's start off with Josh. Josh, introduce yourself, please.
Man, this is so weird actually doing it at nighttime. But of course, viewers can't tell, so I didn't really have to say that. I'm Josh from Australia. I've entered GBWC a few times, won 2015 with the Senenju, and I do Gundam drawings, and I do builds and work in progresses and stuff like that. And I think I'm kind of funny, which is still to be determined, but this show will tell us. Simon laughs at my crap jokes, so there we go. I'm happy with that. Yeah. So that's about it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. All right, let's go back over to the dark side of the world right now. Let's go to Zach. Zach, introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah. I'm Zach. And yeah. Right. We're here on my channel. I'm the not GBWC winner.
Hell no, you're not.
Nope.
Not with that attitude.
Man, I'm jealous of your shirt. Where's that from?
Yeah, that's nice.
That was from the ones that I had.
Wait, this is on your store?
Yeah, it was. It's gone now, man. You missed it. It slept.
What? Damn.
That was the one I wanted to get, but I've been perpetually broke since the year started.
Oh, dude, it's that freaking drawing with the kanji around it. Oh man.
Yeah, that's nice, eh? There was not my drawing. It was the artist guy. He got in touch with me and like sent me some artwork. I think he just wanted to just show it to me. I was like, that's really cool. And he showed me this, and he had another Zaku drawing as well that I thought would be really cool on t-shirts. So we put them on t-shirts, and those were on sale from the beginning of January to end of February, just for 2 months. Sold really well.
Yeah.
So he's we're working on a couple of new designs. I'm just gonna host it on my page, but all the profits from that I just gave to him, and he ended up getting like almost $400 from that. That's cool.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So we're working on a couple more. I know the one that he's got done right now is one of the Shining Gundam and the Wonkashu kind of together. And then he said other two that he's working on, one is of the Yakushiki and one is of the Exia. So I don't know which. We'll ultimately just go with two of the designs. So I don't know which of those two of those three we'll go with anyway. But, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Sure.
That's awesome. Those are cool. Those are cool shirts, by the way. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Rock and roll. All right. So, hey, we're going to go back. Let's go over to the afternoon crew now. Let's go take it over to Simon. Simon, introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, I'm Simon, otherwise known as Gundam UK, and I am a mecha model enthusiast.
Nice. Looks like you're in a warehouse.
It more or less is a warehouse in this room.
It's pretty cool, though.
An incredibly tiny room.
I would kind of like that. I don't know. That's just me.
It is nice. It's kind of cozy. It's everything is easily accessible.
That's nice. Nice. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. It's only what, 1 p.m. over there?
It is 2:10 at the minute.
Oh, okay. 2 p.m.
Is that like the most sane time we've had for you, Simon, for a show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
yeah. Good one.
Refreshing. It's kind of strange, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See what I mean? Yep.
A nice, easy afternoon show for Simon. That's awesome.
We actually have daylight in the UK as well, surprisingly.
Nice.
It does happen now and then. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. All right, hey, let's take it over to the flaming beard himself, Mr. Justin. If you see his video, you'll understand. Go ahead, take it away, Justin.
What's up, guys? Today, you all wish that you could be as grossly incandescent as I am, but unfortunately, that will not be a thing. I am unfortunate enough to not have the foresight to have considered us ever moving the time, so I'm right next to a window. It's really great for like looking at stuff on my desk, but it's not so great for you guys. So I'm Justinius. I build robots with these guys. Talk once a month. Well, we talk more than that, but you guys get to watch us talk once a month.
Yeah,
and that's about it. I haven't won any WCs, but when I do, I'm gonna beat Zach.
You're fighting words right there. Woo. All right.
Talk.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. Thanks for joining us. All right, so let's talk real quick about what each one of us is working on, and we'll go do the same round robin here. So, Josh, what are you working on, sir?
Hey, Zach, can you give me screens?
Yeah, he's got to share. Awesome.
Yeah, I did a little bit of prepping.
Nice.
Okay, does that kind of work? Can you see that?
Whoa! Hey, now look at that.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. This is just a random little dude I'm working on, the HG Gabflee. I think that's how you say it. There's like 4 consonants in a row there, Gabflee.
Gabataheli.
And
I like that better.
I've never seen this dude before, but I was walking through the shop one time, and as we're going to talk about aesthetics and your design tastes changing tonight, I was like, oh, what's that dude? And he looks kind of like a grasshopper with a big, long kind of chin V-fin. And I picked him up, and he's a really cool kit with a super inner frame on the legs that open out to be these claws and stuff. And I got him a year ago, and then you go back through to work out what you want to customize, and I'm like, oh, I might try this guy. And so I've been doing some random detailing and stuff on him, but something about the face was weirding me out a little bit. And it was that droopy chin. And it just looked a little bit derpy or a little bit, I don't know, snorkely or something. So I was trying to work out what I would do. And I figured that he didn't have as much of that downward mouth, that kind of angry sort of face that I guess a lot of Gundams have with their red Gundam chin. So I got the chin and the bottom of the face from is it Hyakuren or Hyakuri from the IBO?
I was going to say it's kind of like one of those.
Yeah. It's I think Zach could probably know exactly which one it is.
Hyakuren.
Hyakuren, yeah. Yeah, the chin and then a little bit of the cheeks. There's, you probably can't see my mouse, a little bit of a cut here. So I cut that and grafted it all together, and that's something I haven't done before. Really satisfying getting that in. And then I extended the chin out even more with some pla plate because I wanted to keep it still aesthetically similar to the Gafley head with the long sort of chin. And then I scratch built the V-fins out the bottom. They're from like some builder's parts that hook underneath. And there's like 4 parts in the head that don't require any glue. So I love trying to do that when I'm doing a build, trying to avoid some glue if I can. And then the next bit is there's been a custom build that I saw one person do of the Gabflee, and on the inside of the shoulders, these joints here, they use their chisels to shape out some kind of fins to give it a little bit more detail. So I mucked around doing that, and it takes time, but man, good chisels really help. And then here you can see that I've done some more chiseling on the inside of the waist, kind of the rib area. I smoothed the yellow down with my files, and then got in there with my chisels and took my time to chisel out 4 or 5 vents. And these things are like maybe, I don't know, 8 millimeters tall, the whole lot of them. But it's really satisfying being able to do that. And I put in some builder parts, pipes in there as well to get rid of the crappy single piece pipes. And then on the back, I've detailed up a bit of the little back binder. And if anybody doesn't know this kit, it actually transforms into this like flying bug sort of thing. And it's ridiculously weird. It's great. So this is the kind of bug face head that comes around the side. And I've added some vents in there as well. And I changed up the circular sort of happy, dopey eye shapes on the head, and put in some builder's parts. And these again here, they go in by friction, which I really try and do. So that was really satisfying getting those in, and added some pla plate on the top, and some panel lines, a little bit of a detail part. And then the extra bit is I gave this guy a super crotch, which of course we will probably mention tonight in the aesthetics design. he's got this little flat crotch here in the original one, and I really wanted to get him to have like this oomph sort of thing. Oomph in the crotch. What am I even talking about? And so you guys will
cannibalize that. You dared to cannibalize that Yakudoga kit.
I did, yeah. I guess this is the thing when you have hundreds of kits that you've just built and then you just scrounging for parts. You'll just rip them to shreds, and it's really fun being able to dive in and grab bits. But the Yakudoga is so good, and it reminded me that I want to detail the Yakud now. But I took the crotch out and did a bit of chopping and stuff on the top, and this goes on with a hidden magnet as well. And then the little piece above the cockpit, it just looked a little bit flat over the top there. I wanted to give him a little bit of a puffed up chest. So that's probably the toes from another Gapsley kit. I chopped that off, and that goes on with a couple little tiny magnets in there. And then I've kind of reshaped the vents to be a little bit more angular and have cut out all the way through like that to give it a bit more sense of depth. So there you go. That's what I have been working on.
Nice. Looks great, man.
Thank
you.
Now, where did you get those little power cables?
They're HG Builder set, which just has 1144 and 1100.
Really? I didn't know they had those.
Little tubes, and they're set up just like the MG Zaku 2.0, and you get your little, it's like the softer sort of, not totally rubber, but softer sort of plastic for the piping. And they're wonderful, and they're all in gray, so it's like they're primed already for you.
Very cool.
Huh. Yeah.
I have to look into those.
Fun diversion. I'll probably enter that in GBWC just for an entry, just to take along and support the comp. We'll see if I get it done. So, yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, good job, man. Good job. All right. Zach, what are you working on, man?
At the moment, I'm just working on some detail painting on the...
Go ahead and release the video, too, for me.
Screen share yourself back to it.
Yep. Okay, here we go. The HG Ryusei Go that I'm painting up for the AK Interactive, AK Real Colors paint.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's looking good so far.
Yeah, how is that paint? That paint looks pretty good on online.
It's slick.
Yeah.
Very nice. Did you see my video?
Bits and pieces, yeah. Bits and pieces of the first one. It looked pretty good.
Let me just pop a few of these pieces of the kit's broken down into pieces now because I'm just working on some detail painting on it, but you just pop a few of the pieces together just so you guys can get an idea of the colors and all of that. So hang on just a second here.
I really like that they formulated the paint so that it would work with almost any lacquer thinner. That was pretty good.
There you go. And of course the camera is like shite, blown out, but so it looks super white. Let me see if I can block some of this light here. But it's off-white, kind of cream color white.
Wow.
And the inner frame is tan, and then
Nice.
a little bit of dark, kind of slightly darker green there around the body. But
That looks really good.
For that, yeah, I quite like it. So they only sent me 6 different colors, so I didn't have a whole lot of colors to choose from. So for custom painting it, so I just kind of went with something that I thought would look pretty cool.
Wow.
It's got like 2 shades of gray, that white, the tan, orange, and olive drab. So yeah,
The widest colors ever.
yeah. And this, I think they said in an email that they were gonna maybe send me some more later. I think he said they were gonna send some more like bright colors and stuff. So that'll be cool. And then of course I have my mega size Zaku that I just posted my video for earlier today.
I forget how
look
many
at that.
sizes are. Jeez.
Very big.
I forgot how huge it was. Don't drop it.
The one, just a little point of advice for you guys. The one weak point on these kits is the ankles are definitely get a little bit wobbly.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so just be careful about that.
Very cool.
Yeah, I will. This is one more thing I'll show you guys. This is not painted or anything, obviously, yet, but I will just show you guys the deep striker since I've got it here as well.
Oh, look
How
at that.
big this is too. It's quite large, as you can see. So,
Was it fun to put together?
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
And I think There are some parts some areas of the kit where I wish was a little bit more colors, like a little bit more part separated, a little more color separated, especially like here in like the main body of the cannon. Like all this huge section here where it's like all really complicated with all these different details and stuff going on. It's like one big huge piece for that. So
that's going to be a lot of masking.
Yeah, if you want to go in and paint some of that more. The main body of it and like the new parts that they developed for the S Gundam are really nice though. So it'll be fun.
Have you got yours? Have you got yours yet, Tim?
What's that?
Tim, have you got your Deep Striker?
I have not gotten it yet. No. I'm waiting on Adam to send it to me. So,
okay, good.
Adam, get on it, man. I'm waiting for it. Must have it.
Yeah, it's a nice kit. I mean, it's pretty much exactly what you would expect. Yeah, there wasn't really anything that was too surprising this fun to put together, but I wasn't like super surprised or blown away by anything. Just it's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. It looks like the proportions are a lot better for the head and shoulders and all that.
Yeah, I like it. Have you seen Kenny? Yeah, the Zaku just fell off my desk.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Hopefully that's okay. Good thing I got the video and photos already done for that.
Oh man.
He's all right.
It's intact.
Yeah. He's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah. No harm, no foul. We'll just put that on the floor for now so it doesn't fall anywhere.
Probably the safest place.
But yeah, that's what I'm working on, kind of, and then just a couple small things, and then on to other things.
Very cool. All right. Well, let's send it over to Simon. Simon, what are you working on, man?
I'm working on.
Go ahead and release the video, Zach.
Sorry. Here we go.
I'm working on this Lanos kit still at the minute. Let me get it for you.
It looks really good so far.
Oh, try not to drop it. Right, here we go. Oh, no, hang on a second.
It looks so good.
A bit close there. This is how far I am at the minute, just in the weathering stage at the moment.
Oh man. Oh, look at that backpack.
Man, I'll be honest with you. This is probably some of your best work.
Oh, thanks. Well, hopefully that'll be the case when it's finished. It's just trying to keep the weathering consistent is a bit of a challenge. Because obviously these are in separate pieces, so I have to keep one piece on the table while I weather the next one to make sure I don't do it too much on one part or not enough.
Right.
But it's such a long process. I mean, I finished painting the whole thing 2 weeks ago. So I've just been taking one piece at a time and very carefully going over, hand painting in all tiny scratches and getting a bit of sponge and dabbing it on and making little rust effects, that kind of thing. So it's definitely a fun part of the build, but it's very time consuming.
That's awesome, man.
Because I can see that doing weathering, you'd want the kit pretty much fully assembled sitting in front of you and weather it that way so you can see the whole, but that's just not feasible usually.
Well, that's the thing, because when you want to get into all the nooks and crannies, it's kind of easy just to take it apart. So especially where two parts meet each other, and you've got to use a tiny sponge to get between them. So you really have to take it apart. But I'm really enjoying it. It's a nice little build, and then hopefully, with any luck, I'll be finished by tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
And that's about it. I mean, next, I think I'm gonna actually go ahead and try and build the perfect grade Exia next.
Ooh, nice.
One of your three.
Yeah, gonna be. I'm not sure how I'm gonna paint it, but it's not gonna be standard colors, I don't think so.
That's awesome, man. I'll just say it right now. I think your progress on the last few kits has really been incredible. So, man, great job. Well done. Well done.
Spending way more time than what I used to.
Right. Well, it definitely shows, man. It definitely shows. So keep it up.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you, Simon. Let's go over to the flaming beard, Justin. Justin, what are you working on there, sir?
Right this second, I was gonna say that I was working, but I actually finished.
Looks like you just have some clips there. What are you doing? You painting clips?
This is the pilots that are included with the real grade.
Oh, there's something in those clips. Okay.
And the Banshee, so it's Riddy and Benager. But what I've really been working on, and this is all thanks to you guys, you and Josh especially. So big shout outs to you guys. I'm making a master grade Pale Rider.
Nice.
So I've been modifying these legs to oblivion. I've split these in half so you can take them apart easily.
Oh, cool.
I've built the cowls on them. I've closed this up. I've taken the Alex booster and I've kind of reshaped it a little bit. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I've kind of plot plated in some of these details. And then Josh helped me with reshaping this a little bit to make it fit a little bit more flush.
You recessed it. Cool.
Yeah. And then here's the original for reference. So, like my angle on the back thruster is a little bit different, but other than that, it matches up pretty good. Same thing with the side booster. I'm still in the process of working out the knee, which I have the piece around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. I basically just cut this little shape out of plot plate, and I'm just gonna glue that on there and like sand it smooth, and then I'll make the vent. So it reshapes the knee without having to reshape the knee. So once I finish the legs, I'll drop my first video on this. And then I'll start plugging away at some of the easier stuff, like the waist. I'm just going to start from the bottom and work my way up. And I'm doing like all the reshaping and mods and stuff. And then I'm going to come around and go back and then start adding details and scribes and stuff like that. So I'm working kind of slow on it. It's going to be a very long project, but I'm very excited about it.
See, this type of thing right here between you and Simon, I mean, just gets me like even more excited to see you guys progress like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just awesome to see you guys come along and try new and different things and just really up your game. I mean, this just awesome work, dude. I'm so proud of you guys, you know?
Well, thank you. It's your fault, really. Like honestly, when we taught that first class together, I walked out of there and I was like, I'm gonna go home and I'm just gonna build something. And like every time we taught a class or like when we hang out, when we do these, I get so like inspired.
Yeah, me too.
I just want to sit down and just work on something. So, and then like hang out with you and Josh all the time because you guys do all these crazy big giant builds that everybody like stares at for hours at a time. I can pick your brains a little bit and figure out how you guys would tackle things, and it really helps me with like the problem solving aspect of things. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to help me out.
Cool, man. Seeing you doing the side vent thing, I just know the amount of the actual building isn't much in the time, but it's the process and the conceptualizing and the problem solving. And that's something that I find is the most satisfying part of it. You're sitting there, you got a problem, you end up solving it with a couple of different little solutions that come together, and it's a good feeling. Yeah,
absolutely, totally agree.
So that's what I'm working on.
Well, great job, man. Great job.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. So I guess that leaves me, right? Yeah. Go ahead and release the video for me, Zach.
All right.
So for me, I mean, if you've been following me, you don't have to present me or anything. I don't have anything to show.
Oh.
But thank you. So if you guys follow me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, I'm working on a little petite bear guy that I'm turning into a crossbone petite bear guy. That's going really well. Slow because I've been working on other things, but it's coming along. hopefully I should be able to have that into paint here probably within the next week or so. So more pictures coming on that. But the big thing that I'm really, truly proud of that I've been working on lately here is my new website. Whoa, I hit the mic. childofmecha.com. So if you're not familiar, I had a website years ago. It was great. Had a bunch of tutorials and information and all that stuff on it. You know, when I kind of took my little break in the hobby, that went away, and I've been trying to bring it back here for the past few years, and I've built and rebuilt a site probably 4 or 5 times over until I've actually reached this point, trying different platforms and things like that, and it was super frustrating. At one point I had the whole thing built and just a ton of content on there, and then it something happened and it just went to pot. So finally I've settled on a system that I'm super happy with. It's super easy to update, so that makes it easy for me, who I'm not a web designer. I'm not somebody who builds websites every day. So I'm super, super happy with the platform, and it's nice and quick. It's responsive for mobile, the whole 9 yards. So go to childofmecha.com. Once again, all of the galleries and everything are on there. All of my creative tip tutorials are collected on there right now. And if you've noticed the last few posts of mine, I'm going to be doing a Gunpla glossary of terms. That'll be on there as well in the near future. So it'll be hopefully a very informative site for you guys, and so on in the future as well. But hey, to celebrate the opening, don't forget right here some shop items and things like that I'm giving away. 3 items of your choice, very simple to enter. Go to childofmecha.com. You'll see it in the red bar at the top, but that's what I've been working on. Super proud of that. So all right, with that being said, let's go to the news, and let's go give it over to Zach.
Oh, that new Figma. Oh no, not Figma, the new Femina.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
The new Femina.
I don't know.
I am pretty impressed about the flesh color tone that they've got working in there.
Yeah, the
Technology is good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I'm gonna wait for something else.
Bandai never ceases to amaze with when they roll out some new technology, but I don't know. Some people are probably pretty excited about that. I think a lot of people are just kind of not, but I think it's kind of weird that they're just still making it. I guess Femina must be pretty popular in Japan as a character, because it's like Build Fighters has been done, like she hasn't been on a show for a while, but they're still like pushing her with like this brand new technology and making a Femina. That said, on the other hand, I don't know who else they would have made it from. Made like a female girl character of, if not Femina. It makes about as much sense as anyone else.
I agree with that. It does make sense that it's her, but I don't know. I do feel like there's a larger catalog for them to choose from. I mean, they've only been making Gundam shows for like 30 some years.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that will probably be similar to the Figurized Bust line and be relatively short-lived, probably.
Mm.
So we'll see what they do with that. I just think for people who want to have figures like that, they're probably just going to just buy the figures that already exist and have existed for a long time.
I do think this is a cool way for people who want to enter the figure market to kind of get their foot in there and like see what the figures are like, but they also get to build it, and it's not quite as expensive.
Yeah.
I mean,
have we seen the price point for that yet?
Model. It's pricey for a model for sure. But I don't think it's quite as expensive as a figure.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely low bar for entry, so that opens up the possibility for customers. So smart marketing, if anything.
Yeah. I don't know. There's that. I think probably the most exciting thing was for me is that we're actually getting the Wound War coming out in HD.
Yeah,
that's awesome. It's P Bandai, but that's what we get. So
I mean, what isn't P Bandai nowadays?
I think if we expected anything less from an Advance of Zeta model kit, you're living in dreamland.
Yeah,
true.
If they're gonna make the Master Grade Hazel P Bandai, I guess the only really thing that I could say about that was just that the Hazel was based on the Gundam Mark II, whereas the Wound War is a completely new kit. So when we get something like that that's completely new or mostly new as a P Bandai kit, it's a little bit more surprising than something that's just a variant. Anyway, I'm still looking forward to that. Other than that, this really wasn't a whole lot of news this time. There's like a couple more like new Build Divers sets, things that like were announced. There's the P Bandai Master Grade Gym Dominance, looks pretty cool. You seen that?
It looks killer.
Oh yeah.
That looks really nice.
Good. I like the new parts on it. I wish they would. I wish that one would have been a regular release, though. I know it's obscure, but it would have been nice to get that easily, because I'm sure there are some parts in there that I probably could have used. But c'est la vie.
You're probably the only person who would just buy that for parts.
I mean, hey, if it was a regular release, yeah. I buy a ton of regular releases for parts, man.
That's pretty much it, I think, unless I'm forgetting something. But there really wasn't a whole lot this time, because we just have a whole, last month we had so much announced about all the new Build Divers kits. So
the MG Jagan, if it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, there was the teaser image for the MG Jagan.
Yeah.
That's true. Not really too much to say about it at this point, but it was teased, and so that will most likely be coming out at some point.
The Master Grade we all deserve.
Yeah.
The Master Grade we want.
And then all the variants.
I think I stand firm behind what I say, is Bandai's not going to put something out they can't variant death. And that's going to get hella variants.
Oh, yeah.
Is that probably...
But I'm very happy that it's looking like this is the year of the Grunt, with all the GM Sniper customs and the Jagan now.
For sure.
Is the Jagan one of the most varianted mobile suits?
There's like 15 of them.
Yeah,
at least.
And some of them are like incredibly minor. Like one of them has just like, it's like the same as the regular Jagan, but it has front skirts. And then some of them range to like having all this extra armor and boosters and weapons and crazy stuff. So,
give me a Stark Jagan any day, and I'll be happy.
Oh,
that's the one. Yeah,
that's big shoulder, man. We've said it before. I've watched that scene so many times. Oh,
yeah. It's one of the best scenes in any Gundam anime. I gotta say. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's that first kind of initial fight scene in Gundam Unicorn with the Stark Jagan and the Kshatriya. It's epic. So if you haven't watched it, by all means, just go do it.
But Bandai, where's the MG Kshatriya?
Yeah.
It was gonna be next.
If Bandai can make an MG Deep Striker, then they can make an MG Kshatriya, right?
Now, what do we have to do to get Zach to do that voice for an entire show?
Oh man, it's great. I like that now we have a whingy Gundam fan voice now.
I know, that's awesome.
Great.
The naysayer Bandai fan. That's awesome.
When
we have rock and roll.
When we have a
little fella too. It's too bright. I got the Shin Turne.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. I mean, just cool kit and just really rad design. Yeah, that was really fun. And no mustache now; they're big long ears. So
I really, really like that kit.
It's cool.
I've never built a Turn A, but I want to build that one.
Yes, me too. Yep, that was my first Turn A.
I mean, I've never been a fan of the design, but that one is pretty nice. I got to admit.
Me too. Yeah.
I was going to say, cool. If we ever do an episode devoted entirely to like talking about P Bandai, then I can just rock that voice the whole time.
All 5 of them.
All right, guys. You guys already know what the theme is for next month's episode, so be sure to tune in.
Yeah, tune in next month.
Got lots of water on deck.
We make the episode really hard to get. It's like you have to go through a Japan proxy to watch the video, and you have to pay a little bit to watch it or something like that.
Yeah. We have to put it up on Taobao for people to watch it.
That would be a hilarious twist.
Oh my god, yeah.
A massive cup of salt.
Yeah.
You have to be really close friends with somebody who lives in Japan to get it at regular price.
Yes.
Yeah. Comes with a complimentary box of tissues.
Uh-huh.
Oh my. All right, we are salty old bunch of dicks, but hey, it's cool. Zach, thank you so much for the little bit of news that we got this month. It's a slow month, but hey, we got those. So, all right, so let's get into the meat of the situation here. We're going to be talking evolution of aesthetics. Now, Josh was actually the one that proposed this particular topic, so this is close to home for him. So we're going to let him start it off here and kind of guide us through the conversation, and we'll kind of see where it takes us. I know we've got some things to show you, some examples of the evolution of things, but we're going to start off with Josh. Josh, take it away, buddy.
Okay, so the idea that I had is I've noticed from being into Gunpla and watching Gundam that my tastes have changed over the years. Initially, I was in a certain kind of style and aesthetic, and then kits and designs that I thought, why are they even bothering making that? That is just the worst looking thing ever. It's so derpy. And then a few years later, I'm like, this thing looks so good. And the things that I used to like, I don't like anymore. And then also I would see Bandai release new Master Grade, and they had already released like the Master Grade New Verka, heaps of panel lines. They bring out the Gyaradoga, and it's just got like barely any panel lines. And I'm like, what the heck? And I didn't really understand the reasons behind this. And then I realized that the reason for the design was to appeal to people's memory of the cartoon, and they wanted to build basically a cartoon model. So I'm learning how they'll choose to do different approaches for different model kits, and seeing how that changes, and seeing when they apply that cartoon aesthetic or a more mechanical aesthetic to different kits that come out has been really interesting. Of course, I really like the mechanical, real aesthetic. So when they bring out a kit that I really want to build, but it's not super mechanical, I get really disappointed. But they made me really happy with the Sazabi Verka. So basically, when we say aesthetic, if anybody doesn't know, it's basically just, I guess, a visual style, a visual interpretation of something. And the aesthetic can be super realistic. It can be super fantastical. It can be super sci-fi. It can be super cartoony. It kind of varies there. And of course, one aesthetic is correct, and we're going to work out which aesthetic is the correct aesthetic tonight. No, all of it is subjective. There's no objective one. Sorry, Simon?
The objective answer to what is the most aesthetically brilliant thing ever,
Yes.
somehow.
Yeah. So, and I'll be going around with everybody and getting everybody's input on different suits and stuff that they like and didn't like. So basically, I guess what we'll start off with is when you guys were starting, the first kind of design, maybe not your first Gunpla kit, but the first design, be it a model kit or in the cartoon that you saw and went, wow, that is really cool. And so to go first, my first kit was a high grade, what was it? Gaia Gundam. And of course, that thing doesn't really wow anybody. That's just my opinion. But then I saw the Master Grade Astray Red Frame. And seeing photos of that, Hobby Link Japan, just blew me away. Just all the detail. It's nice and sleek and speedy. And it's got the big katanas, of course. So that was one of my first Master Grades. And that was the one that really wowed me first off. So that kind of gave me a clue to my design aesthetics that I liked in the beginning. But Simon, do you want to share what you can remember of yours?
Yeah, I think it was the 00 Riser, I think was the first one that I really got into, or the one that I wanted a kit of.
And how long had you been into Gunpla and Gundam before you saw the 00 Riser?
It was only excuse me, around 2012, so relatively late. I mean, I first saw Gundam, obviously Gundam Wing back in the 90s, didn't really pay much attention to it. I wasn't really into mecha design at all. until around 2012, and then I saw Gundam 00, and I was just completely blown away by how different it looked to how I expected it was, because I knew nothing about the the different universes that Gundam's in, like the UC and C, that kind of thing. But yeah, the definitely the 00 Rise was the first one that completely blew me away, and I have to get a kit of that, and it was a bit of I didn't really want to get the master grade first. I felt like, oh, you have to be a certain level of modeler in to get something decent out of that. So I bought that kit and then spray painted it up, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's definitely that. I'd say that's where my aesthetic pleasure for mech design started, and it's definitely evolved quite a lot since then. So yeah.
What about you, Tim?
Oh man, I think about it now, just hearing kind of you talk about it and Simon talk about it, and I have to kind of reflect on kind of the first time I saw a Gundam show. And this is probably way back in 2001 when Gundam Wing was on on the Cartoon Network here in the States. So the only influence that I had in the giant robot category was Transformers at the time. I mean, that's really all we had. Maybe some Voltron, maybe a little bit of Robotech. I know Macross, but here in the States, they cannibalized it to Robotech. So at the time, I didn't know anything better. So that's all I kind of had, pictured in my head back then. But then I saw, the variants in Gundam Wing, and I was just kind of blown away, especially with the wing, because that was like, at the time, kind of like the epitome of what a cool giant robot should look like. I mean, it had all the colors, it had the freaking wings on the back, had the giant gun, had the V-fin. It was one of those kind of eureka moments when I found it. I was just like, this is what I've been searching for, and I didn't even know it. So I mean, that right there kind of set the tone for my I guess aesthetic preference. But then as the years went on, obviously like Simon and like you, Josh, my preferences have obviously changed. When Kotoki came on the scene with his designs, obviously I gravitated a lot toward that, highly mechanical, looking realistic designs. And I mean, that's where I am right now. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of my evolution in terms of my own personal aesthetics.
Yeah, nice. Zach, what do you got?
Yeah, I don't know. Thinking back to like what I was kind of into when I was first getting into Gunpla, I don't think it was anything really in particular. It was kind of more about just like what is available to buy.
Yeah.
There just wasn't really a whole lot available, and I just wasn't really I just didn't really know about what other kind of stuff was available. So I don't know. I just kind of went for whatever I liked, whatever I thought looked cool. And I don't know if it's really changed all that much since then. I mean, I still just kind of don't really pay. And I know a lot of you guys are the same. You don't really pay too much pay too much attention to like the anime and like stuff in canon, but just whatever kind of looks cool to me. And I don't really know if it's even had anything to do with any particular aspects about being more like less detailed or more detailed or anything like that, because for different designs, sometimes I like it in different ways. So I don't know. I haven't really had any like one particular aesthetic, although there has been like times when I've liked, I guess, certain themes. And like over the past couple of years, I've really come to like just really caring about the colors a lot, especially. And so that's kind of, I guess, been one kind of driving factor for me more lately, but not too much in terms of the like design of the actual mobile suit, though. I
feel like I've grown to have the palette that enables me to like basically anything that comes out, because like it's like my palette has widened so much that anything they're bringing out, unless it's terrible, I just go, oh yeah, I can like that.
Yeah.
What about you?
And honestly, just real quick, if I could interject, I mean, going to Zach's point about, you know, kind of his own aesthetic, when he said color choice, and I think that's one of Zach's massive strong points are the colors that he chooses. Because I mean, you look back at the kits that Zach has done, and the colors are just amazing. So man, huge kudos to Zach on color choice. Especially the one I personally liked most was the Psycho Zaku. That, and also the Ifrit, however you pronounce it, that Zach did. I mean, just those two alone, the color choices were phenomenal. So I think that right there is part of Zach's building aesthetic, which is really awesome. So I really love that.
The Psycho Zaku was probably the kit that's taken me the most time to actually figure out the color scheme for that. I spent so much time staring at paint bottles.
Oh man,
for that kit.
I took ages on my Zeta, and that was just choosing whether it was like cool or warm gray. And, and it took forever. Oh my gosh!
You try filters at one point.
Yeah.
It's just try different notes to see how it cooled down every time.
Yeah.
And I love the process. Like, obviously, you guys in the audience don't know this, but or you might. But we talk. All of us on the show, we talk like every day, and we throw ideas back and forth at one another. And during Zach's build, he would ask us, hey, what colors do you guys think this would look good with, and stuff like that. We throw ideas back at him, and he'd try them. Same thing with me and Justin and Josh. We all bounce ideas off of one another. So just kind of seeing that process, that building process, is super cool, because obviously not everybody gets to see that. So seeing the colors take shape, the build take shape, and all that, man, it's pretty damn awesome. So I really love that part of our little group aesthetic.
Yeah. Justin, can you remember which kind of kit or design made you go, holy crap, wow, I love that?
Well, I'm kind of like in between you and Tim right now. Is like I grew up with like the Transformers and like the 90s Iron Man cartoons and stuff like that. So that was really the only exposure I had to mecha until Gundam Wing came out. And I was fortunate enough to be a little bit spoiled by my grandparents. So like anytime a new Gundam model came out, I had it.
No way. Oh,
so but I didn't have any tools.
Yeah,
and I actually found some of those kits. I can show them to you guys another time. But
what age was this?
It was the 2000. I was in like middle school, I think.
I'm so jealous of you guys that got to build when you were like kids or teens, because I of course didn't build until I was like mid-30s.
You say that, but then it disappeared from the U.S. And all the toys went with it. So you're like super into this thing, and then it's gone.
Yeah, okay, that's really terrible.
So for like, it was like almost 10 or so years that I just had to forget about it. And, I got back into it. And the only thing I really remembered was that I loved the Easy 8. That was always a thing. So my first kit when I came back was the SD Easy 8 because it was super cheap. And, Age was out when I first got back in. Unicorn was starting to be a thing. So I picked up some of those kits because they look neat. I've always liked the grunt style. And I kind of, pick and choose things I like. I kind of do like Tim, where sometimes I'll see something and go, oh, well, this would be really cool parts for this. And do that. But most of the time I like to just paint what's available. Like, I'll paint what is on the model kit already, and I'm trying to get away from that. But you know, my style has definitely changed a lot. Like some of the stuff that I liked when I first got back into the hobby, like especially as far as like resin kits and stuff. Like I remember when I first got back into the hobby, I saw the Sazabi Evo version or whatever. It's the one that's based off that giant bust.
Oh yeah.
And now I'm like, why did I ever like that? Because it's really, really kind of ugly. Like the Verkot is so much nicer.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm just like, why did I ever really like that? And you know, sometimes I'll see things that I didn't really like, and I maybe I don't really like it still, but I appreciate it more. So you know, there's things out there that are a little different for everybody. I think, you know, we all like and look for certain things, and it definitely changes as you go along, because I guess depending on how you model affects the way you look at models as well.
And what I'll do next is I'll get you guys to tell me, I guess, mobile suit designs that you ended up, at the beginning you were just like, why does this even exist? This thing is hideous and terrible. And they're making a kit of it, and then years later you're like, hang on a second, and you just walk by the same box again in the shop and you go, okay, wait, that looks cool now, and then you're just really excited to get that one home. Probably the RX-78 too, the original guy, and the Zaku, of course, because the show was, what was it, like 79 or 1980 or something like that. There he is.
This is the first like high grade.
Yeah, I'll be one of those.
Look at all these nubs.
So cool.
He's got nubs longer than like some of his DCs.
Your only tools were your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Nail clippers.
I never had nail. I never thought about the nail clipper thing until
Yeah, same, yeah.
the Gunpla Beginner's Guide came out, and they're like, you can use nail clippers. And I was like, whoa! I literally took every single one of these pieces out of the runner. I'm surprised I didn't break the V-fin.
Nice.
Yeah, the RX-78 too. I just thought it looked just crap and dorky, and it looked like it would just be terrible in a fight. It didn't look tough. It didn't look angry, and I'm just like, what is the deal with this dude? And then the Zaku, he had the elephant kind of pig nose with the piping and big fat legs, and he just looked, I don't know, crap is just my intellectual term for it. And then it must have been, I was appreciating the 2.0 RX-782 kits, because I really enjoyed the mechanical inner frames, putting the kits together, because it made it feel realer to me, which is, I think, my main appeal to the whole hobby, is it feels like I'm building this actual mobile suit. And the 2.0 inner frame is insane. So that got me to get Zaku 2.0, basically just to build the frame, and then the RX-78 2.0. And after building those, then I kind of acquired the taste for them, and I started to like them. I put them in a bit of a cool pose, and I'm just having them standing there all stoic and stuff, and I started to like them. And then probably the one that I never thought I'd like would be the Marasai. I don't know when I changed over from not liking it to liking it, but it was like a Zaku who I had seen the unicorn color one, so it was green, military looking, and it just looked a little bit angrier, a little bit longer spikes, which means it's tougher. But the big bell-bottom feet. 6 years ago when I started, I would have thought they just looked like 70s flares, and they just look terrible. They're not sleek and fast, but I grew to like them. And now the Marasai is pretty much my favorite alongside the C1. So what are some designs that you guys, if you would have bet when you first started, that you never would have liked them, that now you think are rad?
I can say one point about just that. The Marasai, because I also agree that I really don't like the Marasai in the orange color scheme, but it looks so much better in green.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not even the design, but just the colors can make a big difference as to how much you're gonna like mobile suit or not. Because there's some mobile suits I really like the design, but I really hate the colors that it's in.
Yeah.
So just all it takes is sometimes just a change of color. So
Zach with his colors, he's all.
I was just again coming back to that.
Oh man, would you change the color of my skin, Zach? Would you do that? I don't know.
Make it more complimentary.
Danger zone.
Yeah. Man, I mean, you know, for me, I think there's a few. I think the most prominent, and I've been on record, I think we've even talked about it here on the show.
Can you give me a screen? I'll get some images up as people mention there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's the Barbados.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I hated it in the beginning. I absolutely hated it when it first came out. I did not like it. I didn't think it looked like a true Gundam. And I still, you know, I don't necessarily prefer the Barbados, but the Lupus is just it's just a really, really cohesive design for me. You know, with the red offset shoulders and everything. I mean, it's just nice. It's just nice looking.
Yeah, that grew on me as well, actually.
Yeah, so I had to buy one, and I'll build it eventually. But that's probably the biggest one for me. Kind of the other big one for me, and this is going back to my early days, was probably the GOG. Big, bulbous, brown Easter egg looking thing. Yeah, I mean,
it still looks stupid.
No, but the thing is like when I look at it, it looks like a giant turd, you know, initially, right?
Did you see that one I posted the other day?
What's that?
Did you see the one I posted on Facebook the other day?
Yes.
That looked insane.
Oh, the crazy proportions one. Yeah.
Yeah. It almost looked like an ogre type.
But that one looks so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all I'm thinking is it's like now in my current, you know, kind of mindset, I look at it and I imagine what I could do to it. You know what I mean? To make it look better.
It's definitely kind of canvassy.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. I mean, especially like the legs and everything. I mean, there's huge, you know, just masses of empty space that you could do stuff to. I mean, you could reshape everything. You can swap the legs out, maybe for like a maybe with a Dom legs or something, or even like a Gelgoog leg or something. And you know, the sky's the limit. You know, so for me, I mean, look at this giant turd that you could do so much with. So those are the two big ones for me.
Oh man! And somebody in the chat mentioned the Zoc. Let me get that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a GOG.
Oh, good old Zoc. Look at that.
All the Dragu.
Oh, and then Dragu. Yep. And then
that weird Zoc thing in the Thunderbolt though was pretty sick. I
don't know if I saw that.
I don't think I've seen that.
I think it was not actually in Thunderbolt, but it was just something that someone made. It was like just like a design kit that someone made. It was featured in like Hobby Japan or something like that. It was a like Zoc kind of that was turned into a transport. It was like a transport unit for the ACT guys in Thunderbolt.
Okay.
For those cool like Swiss Army ACT guys. Let's see if you can see it there. No, it's not any of those.
That one.
No.
I'm not sure if it was Hobby Japan, but if you just search like Zoc Thunderbolt, you might find it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there's the top one there. Yeah, both of those first two images.
Oh wow.
There.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's interesting.
There you go.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Who's doing the wow?
Careful, guys. We'll end up with the 50 dislikes on this video.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, the Dragu. That's one where I'm like, man, $10,000. I will never like this thing. His droopy elephant trunk, his finger gun, his skinny wispy legs, and his flat beetle shell head. Yep. I mean, when I saw him, it must have been in Unicorn. I saw him fighting. I'm like, okay, that's really cool. But still, it's like I don't know. It's just weird body.
Now that you mention Unicorn, what was that one with the giant boomerang knives on its head? Justin, you did one.
You mean the greatest Gundam ever? I mean the greatest. This beautiful piece right here. This guy.
Oh, that thing.
We can't see it because Zach's got there it is. The Zogok. Yeah.
What?
I like your orange one better.
I like my orange one better too, but this one was I did this in like one day. So.
Okay, I got you. I mean, we can't see it because Josh has got the screen, but we can show it later. But yeah, I mean, this like Josh, you had mentioned, like seeing it in Unicorn and seeing it fight. I mean, put this thing over the top. And when I saw the design initially, I'm like, what the hell is this? It's just a giant head with arms and legs.
I think if I had seen the original kit first, I would have hated it. Like the original kit. But like my first exposure to that was seeing it in Unicorn. And I was like, that is so awesome. I love it. And then like the design, like the updated design looks so nice.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Matt? His blog is like Matt Modeling Service.
Yeah.
He took that kit and like kit bashed it with a Zagak and some other stuff, and it looks nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I found the original kit, and oh boy.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
That's pretty special.
See, and this
but then again, not a lot of those 80s kits looked that good.
Yeah. And this is the thing, like, why?
It looks like it's wearing a nappy.
See, now, okay, when they designed this, did any of the designers and engineers send this out and half of them going, dude, he's wearing a nappy. Why are we sending this out? It's terrible. They all just think, man, we nailed it. And they're high-fiving and they're popping champagne. Like, did they know? Look terrible?
Well, I mean, that's a great example of how the production aesthetics have come along too, you know.
Wasn't it carved out of wood originally?
Mm-hmm.
I think
The original one, yeah.
The Beyond designs have the shortest calves in the universe.
Yeah.
Like all of the old Zaku vintage kits have like these really odd shaped calves.
That's a good observation.
Like, and if I was in, I don't know, Arc 7-8, and this dude came running at me on the battlefield, I would have to work so hard to not laugh, because he looks like some terrible clown robot with white hair and he's balding or something. Oh my gosh. Yep.
Now, just real quick for us Americans, what's a nappy?
Nappy is a diaper.
Oh, okay. A diaper. I never heard the term before. My apologies.
And find a Zaku. Don't know if I can find any.
Speaking on Josh, I'm going to take the screen away from you for a minute. I just wanted to show you guys this. Speaking on the Juagu, I have this one here. I've done a video on it, but this was ages ago. So you guys have maybe not seen it. This was actually one that was sent to me by a friend of mine. Given to me by a friend of mine.
Oh wow!
Where I think the color and style choice, I think, does a lot for the design here again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
This color scheme is also, this is the P Bandai MSV version that has a hand and sword rather than the two cannon hands.
That's cool.
That's real. That's not kit bashed.
And the cool decals there on the top and everything. So using tank decals for that.
I just can't get over the punk.
Yeah, it's still like silly, but you can do something cool with it.
Yeah, it's definitely a vast improvement. Yeah.
But then it also makes you wonder, what's the mechanical reasoning for the trunk
behind it?
Right.
Yeah.
Does it go out of the water, or?
Yeah, I mean, is it like a snorkel?
Does it need to breathe?
Yeah. Like, wouldn't it be at the top of the head if it was a snorkel or something like that? But hey, whatever. It's the 80s. Crazy shit was happening.
Definitely not a Kotoki thing.
Yeah,
right. Simon, you got any that you never thought that you end up loving?
I really hated the Rick Diaz when I first saw it in Zeta Gundam.
Wow, yeah.
But when I saw the kit, it completely changed my mind, because it's just this massive blank canvas to do something on. And it's, I don't know, it's just something about it. The kit version of it compared to the anime version is completely different to me.
So, Zeta had a lot of those.
Yeah.
To me, that's always been one of those designs where there's certain aspects of it that I like, and it seems like it's something that I should like. But when I see those giant hands and when I see that giant monocle eye, I'm just thinking like, yeah, I don't know.
the same as the Nemo as well. I didn't like the Nemo in the anime, but the kit itself I really enjoyed. So
I'm just putting together is that the master grade, Simon?
Yeah, the master grade Nemo. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just putting that together actually now this week. I think it's great. So
It's
cool.
pretty good.
Yeah. And these Nemos and like the GMs and stuff, that was in the same ballpark as the RX-78. And I'm like, these are they look like dork robots. Like, why do people? I mean,
the more customs that you see, the more creative things that you see people do with these kits, the more it influences your taste, I think.
Totally.
Especially when somebody does something spectacular and you think, wow, yeah, that's just such a vast improvement. So
yeah, that's something I think you learn just in the years of building and customizing and customs is you see a kit and you go, okay, obviously the kit's crap, but what I can do with this is awesome, and what a good canvas. Yeah. Any other ones that you never thought you'd like that you like?
The Masala as well.
Let's see if there's any around here.
Which again, I think that was a double Zeta kit.
Oh, the Masala, yes.
Again, I didn't like that at first, but now I quite enjoy it. It's I don't know what changed. I just like it more than what I used to.
That's another one for me where I really like it for the most part, but there's just a couple small points of it that really turn me off, like the part coming out of the chest, which is like a separate, like bug head looking thing. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I was influenced a little bit by watching Macross, because it's a little bit Valkyrie style.
You're right, it is.
Look at that version. That's nice.
Yeah, I think I must have seen a similar version. A builder actually did like this, the Masala, and this again got me super into it. Yeah, but right, Simon. I never noticed the legs are so Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Very long shins.
Yeah, and that's like the front shin kind of bits, and the bottom it hovers around the ankle. That totally is like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a Japanese modeler that did almost a complete scratch build of a version of the Masala back a few years ago. I think he goes by Gunpla Boy, and I think you could probably find it if you search it or whatever. But just really an amazing custom build of the Masala, and that one build alone just put it over the top for me. I think it's all one word, BOI. Yeah. Maybe not.
Check all. Don't go by image. Or is that it?
This might be it. Yeah. Holy moly. Is it?
Jump.
This is by Soma.
Yeah, no, that's not the one, but it's close.
Okay.
That's a really nice build right there. It's pretty obscure. It's not a huge deal.
And I think liking ones like this is where my taste kind of started to change into the obscure. Where if I showed, I don't know, the Astray to my friends and family, they'd be like, dude, that's cool. It's like Samurai Robot. But when I started to show them this, they'd be like, where's the head? Oh, that's the head? What's he? Oh, and why is his arm so long? Yeah.
I've just realized that the Masala and the Valkyrie are designed by the same guy.
No way.
Yes, Shoji Kawamori.
Even the chest, Simon. The chest is like the Valkyrie with the side vents.
Okay. Josh, I actually found it. Cool. It's Gun Boy.
Gun Boy.
BOY. Sorry, I was wrong. And then type in Masala after that, and then you'll find it. It's insane.
Wasn't Gundam was it originally going to be called Gun Boy or something? the show.
It was, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. This is it. Look at this thing.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Right.
Damn, that's good.
This doesn't even do the work justice. The whip is really the most astonishing part because 95% of that is scratch built.
Mm-hmm.
Man. It transforms as well.
Which one's the original? I can't tell.
I'm not sure if it's the one on the right or the left.
Man. And see, I think I saw this one, Tim, and there we go.
That's
just beautiful. Look at that.
I mean, all that white plastic and the yellow epoxy putty is just glorious to me.
Yeah, I like this kind of work, this stage, so much that I would be sad to paint over this because I love how that. Oh man,
that nice gray primer stage where you can see every little detail.
Man, I think I saw this one early on, and I think I watched Robert's review of the Masala, and it got me to get it. And then I put it together, and it looked like this, and I was a bit sad. Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be like this one, but hot damn, that's just wonderful.
Yeah, definitely one of the best builds I've ever seen.
Justin, was there any that you ever thought you'd never like and you end up liking?
You know that the Juagyu really kind of hit home with me. I'm pretty set in my ways, like the GOG and stuff like that. I still hate. I'll never love the Cubile. But the Juagyu really grew on me. Now I don't know if it's a Build Divers design or what, but there was like a line art of a new Cubile, and I didn't hate it.
I think that's the Papillon.
Oh no. Well, see that one looked really cool in the line art, and they put the kit out, and I was like, okay, so it still looks like crap.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
It's a bit five-star stories, isn't it?
It is totally.
Like the line art for it, and when you see it in the show, it looks amazing. Well, maybe not amazing, but it looks a lot better than that. But I think there's a new Cubile, and it's got like these 3 binders that stick out around it. Like there's one on his back, and there's one on his shoulder, and there's one on like his other shoulder. And they point vertically instead of horizontally, and he's really slimmed down.
I look good.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of the Cubile? Do you ever not like it?
I really don't like it. It's so bad. Terrible.
Hey.
Now, what about?
I hear Aubrey in the background there, Justin.
Yeah, she's got a little plastic tiger and she's brushing it.
Nice.
What about this? This is, I think, I can't remember the company.
Is it the G-System? Or it's a resin kit, right?
Might be a resin. I got a model. I think it was Model Comprehend or something. They did a 1144 based off the resin.
That's not that Model Comprehend version. I know.
No.
I didn't like the I didn't like the MC one either. And even further into that, I bought the MC SD Deep Striker, and I will never build another MC kit ever.
Yeah, I heard that one was really hard.
But there is a resin conversion for the Master Grade that I think looks pretty good. Like considering what they had to work with, I think it looks good. And the Mechanicore one doesn't look too bad. It grew on me a little bit. Still don't like it, but I don't know. It just looks really, 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 really out of place to me.
You're right.
Because there's no other design like it except for the other recolored Cubiles.
Timbo, did you have any that you never thought you'd like that you end up liking?
Oh yeah. Remember I mentioned the Barbados and the GOG.
That's right. Yeah. What about you, Zach? You sound like you kind of liked everything the same from forever.
Yeah, not really. Didn't really have anything.
He really likes that dragon thing from Age.
That thing that I can't even remember the name of.
Yeah, right.
That's why I said it like that.
I think Danzine, I think, is one of them.
Don't even remember anything from.
But yeah, no, I don't know. There's not really anything that's really grown on me. There's, let me try. I know there was one.
Kawaii.
I know there was always one kit that I always really wanted when I was young, and then I was kind of glad I never got into it because I really ended up just like not liking it at all. I can't remember at the moment, but one kit that I know that I wasn't really into, a design that I wasn't really into at all until I got the kit of it, was the Double O Quanta.
Oh,
Just never really too into that design at all until I think I built the real grade.
You know, now that you mention it, the Quanta and the Double O Riser, I hate them. Same thing with the Strike Freedom, but I built the real grades of all three, and they were all amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I appreciated the aesthetic a little bit more once I built it, but all the other versions I'm not really a fan of. Like the Master Grades just kind of look squatty. I don't build Double O Master Grades anyway because they're all bad. Fight me, chat.
The Double O, I never liked the Double O for some reason. Just the chest and the face, I just never really liked it. But the Quanta, I was the same. At first, I'm like, and then I turned over and I really like it.
What about the GNX?
Oh, that
I fell in love with the GNX as soon as I saw it. I was like, this is
kind
the
of
most
the
beautiful
exception.
thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah, I gotta
And
admit,
then
I like that one from the get.
Like
It's
the Master
different.
Grade was kind of bad because it had really crappy ankles, like all other Double O Master
It
Grades.
does have
But
crap ankles. Yeah.
you know, what can you do?
Yeah, the GNX was probably the one that immediately when I saw it, I thought, geez, I don't reckon I would have liked this, but I did straight away. Like this is just
same.
so tough. And
It's
so different. And this
a
might
lot
have
of angles in the right places.
yeah. And this might have been the point where I was really looking for something different because I built a bunch. And this just has difference all over it. Yeah.
This is another one of those first kits I bought when I got back in the game, and I was like, oh yeah.
Okay, so what I've got now is I'll turn that off. Yeah. I've got some comparison shots for us. Let's talk about like I guess proportions and design aesthetics in the actual kits that they bring out. And we can talk about the differences that we can see and see what you guys think about that. So I'll put myself back on.
We need more 80s nappies.
That's our next. We should do a Gunpla Talk build off, and we'll do diaper Gundams.
I am so going to start using that term from now on in my regular vocabulary.
Oh yeah, so okay, we got Master Grade, Red Frame Master Grade on the left, and then the Perfect Grade. And the Perfect Grade, I think, is a little bit different, and people don't know. It has got the strike inner frame. Did that come out first? Didn't it for the Perfect Grade? Yeah. So I'm sure they couldn't do as much as they. This is. I remember when I was. I nearly said younger. When I was younger in my Gundam years, I remember seeing the Perfect Grade and really wanting it. But I'm like, why does he look fat? I just didn't understand what I wasn't seeing that was different. And it wasn't until I got the Master Grade and then looked at him, and I'm like, oh, he's way more slender in the Master Grade. In terms of his legs and his thighs, and even his kind of crotch. And I think his head is a little bit smaller as well.
Yeah, he's got those thick thighs.
His shins are really long and slim. His arms are not as beefy. Like everything about these two kits is totally different. But I feel like
Grade is thick.
Yeah.
If you take the Perfect Grade Unicorn and compare it to the Master Grade Unicorn, proportionally it's almost the same.
I have a comparison of them up here later, because I was thinking that the Master Grade was different with longer legs, but I think I might be wrong on that. Yeah, so you're saying they're pretty close?
Proportionally, they might be pretty close, or maybe different, but like in terms of like the build and the way everything felt when because I built both of them, it was I feel like they came out almost the same.
The building process is.
Now that I'm looking at them side by side, I can definitely see some differences straight away.
Yeah, it's got more girth.
Yeah, like the Master Grade has like a shorter cockpit, and like his crotch doesn't have the same angle. His legs are a little longer.
It also looks like the Master Grade head is a little smaller.
Yeah. His face is sunk in more.
Yeah,
it's kind of more barrel chested, isn't it? The PG.
Yeah. That's something that I've been on the show.
I thought But build wise, they're identical. Just the
Mm.
PG has more for the extra gimmicks.
That's true. Mm.
I mentioned before that a friend of mine told me about like, oh, you make the head a bit smaller and it makes the rest of the suit look bigger. And that's something that I've noticed with proportions in designs. And like on the unicorn here, the perfect grade doesn't feel as much like a towering robot as to me as the master grade does. And I think it's mainly the head size.
Yeah.
And
You also got a way of doing that thing with the faceplate where it kind of angles a little bit more and it looks nicer. Like look at the RX compared to the Verka. Like the Verka is probably, besides the Origin, has the best looking head out there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the any of the viewers who don't know Katoki Hajime. I think one of his like signature designs is the super long, lanky legs. And I think I got into that from watching Unicorn. That was early on in my Gundam career. And so that's informed my taste now that when something doesn't have those long legs, it's a little bit shorter. I don't think I like it as much. Are you guys the same? What do you think?
Yeah, you know, it's funny that you mentioned the long legs. Like last year when I was building the Aussie, when I just had the base Shinanju Stein and building it for the first time, I took the top torso off and compared it to the legs, and the legs were like 1.5 the height of the torso, you know, from bottom to the top of the head. And I was just like, damn, this is not anywhere near, you know, normal human size proportions. But when it's all together with those wide shoulders, man, it just looks so good. So yeah, I really like that super robot style look that Katoki does. So I dig it.
Look, I can't seem to see past the master grade's thighs are really thin when you look at it.
Yeah,
it's
they
like
are.
Snap.
They look longer as well. They might be width, but
they're definitely longer up towards the top.
Yeah, that's it.
And the thing I noticed on the Astro here is around here at the lower shins, you can see the gap of the red is just much longer than it is over on the perfect grade.
Longer and thinner.
And
I think the thigh is longer too.
Yeah.
And the shoulders are a little bit smaller on the master grade as well. One of the
more boxy. I don't think of a better word.
Totally boxy.
Remember Boxy? Let's not.
I don't know the reference. Damn it!
I don't
You're
know
not
the
the only
reference.
one.
You guys don't know what Boxy is?
Nah, dude.
No.
Justin,
all right, come on.
Know Boxy?
On that one.
Sidetrack. Okay, what's Boxy? I don't. Me and Josh are not aware of this.
You guys don't know that?
No.
This
is before their time.
Josh, you got the screen there. Just Google Boxy.
2 X's.
Yeah.
Wait. Before you do that, just turn your safe search on.
Oh yeah, Boxy. Is it a person? Is it a chick?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
He's like, let me turn screen share off first.
Yeah, probably a good call.
Yep. Okay. I recognize her, but that's it.
Okay, we're gonna Google it now.
Yeah.
She was a meme in the very early days of memes.
Okay.
Yeah. The earliest days. Back when memes were good.
Memes are still good.
No, every once in a while, but I'm ready for memes to die so that I can enjoy them again and not have to be force fed, 80 bad memes to get to one good one.
All the ones I share with you are good.
Well, that's because you and I have great taste.
Wow.
Isn't that Armored Skeptic's girlfriend?
Well, no, that's what's her name? What is her name? Because everybody thought she was Boxy or something crazy. I know who you're talking about.
Okay, so somebody, what's the deal? Because like, I vaguely remember this chick's face, but I don't know any sort of reference. So somebody fill me in real quick.
She just had some videos and like the 4chan just fell in love with her.
Yep,
okay.
that's pretty
Were
much
they
it.
like super cringy or emo or something like that? What's the deal?
It's
Somewhere
pretty
between those.
cringy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoe on head. That's her name.
There you go. That's the one. I like her videos sometimes.
Huh.
Okay, we've got sidetracked. We should.
All right, yeah, back to our regularly scheduled program here.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Zach's really good at distracting us.
It's all good. It's informative.
Speaking of boxy, oh wait, we'll do this one. Speaking of boxy, this is the new for car, and then this is the CG art. There was, I don't know if this was for the development of the new for car or if this was from the animation that played in the Gundam Dome animation with it.
What was it? Ver Evo or something like that?
Evo, I think. Yeah, I don't think this is close to Evo, but I think this is the was used to influence the new for car. And you can see the difference. Super subtle, but he's got the big, fat, chunky legs going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the new Verka is so much more of an elegant design. Just the lines and the shoulders and everything is just so much nicer.
Mm.
The shoulders are taller on the Verka.
And you can see the feet, just bigger feet. Maybe, I don't know, 20%, 30% difference. It makes such a different feel.
Yeah.
The line art one has like so much more waist.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
It's like all the
it tapers off into the wider
to the waist and the thighs, and that's it.
The MG would just be way more agile, whereas the CG art would just be a slow behemoth. He'd pound you, but it would take him a while to get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's a terrible sentence. And then we've got the MG Exia, once again with the strong ankles, and then the PG Exia. And man, look at those little dainty ballet feet on the PG.
Oh, yeah.
And them thick thighs on the perfect grade too, though.
Yeah, look at
I think the perfect grade really struck a nice balance with the overall design to me. It breaks my heart that Bandai doesn't have water slides included in that, because I would have bought it already.
It's not until you have them right next to each other that you can really see the difference. Like, I would have thought the MG was just great, and I thought the PG's feet were a bit too small. But now I look at the MG and I'm like, yeah, his thighs did need to get bigger. Yeah.
Definitely, the torso looks like it's shrunk in a bit compared to the MG.
I think I spent so much time hating the Exia that, like, between the real grade and the perfect grade, I really like those. Master, I don't like the master grade at all, though. It's very plain looking. I think that's why I don't like 00 suits at all, anyway.
I think I like the Exia the most out of the 00s because it felt the most realistic and mechanical compared to the other ones. They all felt a little cartoony, I guess, and so that's why I liked it. Yeah, and of course, my love for the revealed frame, kind of in the little spots around the body. That's what started getting me like that.
I'm a sucker for that too.
Then we got the good old MG Justice, which came out, and there's basically no difference. I think it's just the exact same molds as the old 1100. They just added some detail.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah.
It's 100% that. Not even this. It's so much the same. Why they even make it again?
Well, they're just getting money, just going for money. That's it.
Yeah.
So you can see here, this has like a bit of the addition of the mechanical details to make it look more realistic, I guess. The one on the right it's got a few little notches, but it's pretty much to recreate that cartoon feel. Do any of you prefer the cartoon kind of look over the mechanical?
No.
Only when we're talking about like, this specific instance, definitely not.
Definitely not. Yeah.
I mean, look at the feet. The feet alone are worth the price of the master grade.
The legs on the new master grade are so nice.
Yeah.
good. Yeah. And you can see the legs have been extended up more. The knees have been biggened. If I was going to find a word, they've been scaled as well. Which, if I
There's
was
another
like,
term I'm adding to my vocabulary.
Biggened.
the nappy was biggened. The nappy was. Oh man.
The nappy was big.
Oh man, that's gonna be such a great little grab of the video. Just the 5 seconds of this screenshot with the nappy is big.
Yeah.
Said twice. Gosh.
Oh god, those holes in those parts on the old 100.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And you see the seam lines running right down the middle of the thighs and the forearms. Those were fun.
God. Jeez, yeah.
Ugh.
And you can see here one of the proportion changes, of course, the legs, but then the rib cage kind of area that's been extended up, which you wouldn't think would do much, but it does. I don't know why. But that's a kind of mod that a lot of people have started doing. It's probably a relatively simpler mod to do when you're doing a custom. Is extending the waist, and it changes the proportions. Even if you do like 5 or 6 millimeters, it'll make a big difference to the overall look. Yeah, so I think that's kind of been here's old mate Shunegi, or however you say it. This is real great strike, and you can see that he's extended the legs, and then also extended the torso up a bit. And it's not until you see them side by side that you can tell that the first one looks a little bit dopey and a little bit like I don't know. Yeah, just a crumb.
I love this model, but I hate the face. It's so bad.
Really?
You don't like the face?
The face on the RG strike is the worst.
Huh.
That's very specific.
That is, yeah. The worst out of anything that's bad.
I love the strike, but something about the RG's face is just really bad.
It's a bad face.
Does it look at you funny?
Look at it. You got a bad that damn face.
Jeez.
I think it's actually
I'll punch it in the face.
But the original one where it's almost like it sticks out the other way.
Wait, I'm gonna try and do an even weirder screen grab. Nappy.
Yeah, but see, so this is, for you guys that don't know, this is Shunegi's work. What year did he win GBWC? What, 13? 12? 13? Okay. So and I think Josh has a picture of the new Gundam that he did. But this is
Cool.
What a freaking piece of art. This is a perfect example of how a modeler influences other modelers, because I've taken a ton of design cues off of this particular build right here. And just the work that he puts into this is just masterful. So I mean, if you guys don't know Shunegi, man, look him up. It'll totally be worth it.
His website's nice too. So even going and just checking out his work there, the site is really nice.
Oh yeah. Even if you can't speak or read a lick of Japanese, just looking at the pictures are worth your time.
It's I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, his website's really good.
But I mean, like with Shunegi, I mean, even other modelers that have kind of influenced over the years. I mean, even just recently, our good friend Win, from where's Win from? Thailand? Thailand, yeah. I mean, look at what he's done just in the past 3-4 years. And he's influenced so many people to do more artistic builds, more dioramas, more builds with a sort of story behind it and everything. So I mean, that's a perfect example of just a single modeler influencing the entire hobby.
Yeah. his wood sculpture one.
Yeah, that's the one that won him the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's just really amazing work.
Oh gosh.
And it was original for the time too, you know?
Yeah. Mm. I saw this one in person, and it was the detail was insane. The little table.
I can only imagine.
Oh my gosh. You don't know which things he bought. Did he make all the tools, or did he buy a little scale kit of tools? Oh my god. Crazy.
Knowing Wayne, he probably just built that in like an hour.
Yeah, right?
An hour.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he's crazy enough to do it too.
I was making this build, and I just felt like it really needed a 1/144 scale, like full xylophone. So I just built it up in like 30, 40 minutes or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. Made it out of some toothpicks here.
He's crazy, man.
Jesus. But I think that's a good thing. Like, what other modelers, I mean, do you guys think have influenced, you know, the entire hobby? You know what I mean? Because, you know, you talk about aesthetics, and, you know, really, besides Bandai pushing their aesthetics, their production aesthetics, I mean, modelers push the hobby in different directions too.
Probably anybody who did or a Zaku.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge influence.
Isn't that where
The
the
old Jaff. What's that?
Isn't that where the Ifrit came from?
Good question. I thought the Ifrit was in the Blue Destiny manga.
Yeah, it's
from Blue Destiny. I'm sure one kit came out and it was directly from the Orozaku.
Could be one of the variations of the Ifrit. I don't know what you're talking about, but
yeah, I don't know.
I know the what was that one that got turned into a resin kit? The Griefer?
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was an example of a completely original design that got, you know, just kind of taken into the stratosphere and just kind of, you know, it went hog wild.
You guys can see that?
No, we can't see your screen.
Staring at my own screen. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think even that is the original one though. I think that's the resin kit.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it does.
The shoulders look a little small.
Insane. Look up yeah, that's the resin kit. Look up Griefer
Griefer Madness.
What's the horizontal? Oh, you already did. Well,
just build that.
I got that reference.
Don't jump out of a window.
Yeah.
And I think this might be it.
Yeah, I mean that's the what was that? That was the Expo one back before.
This one?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, that says scratch built. So I think that's probably the one.
I remember it looking a little bit different because I know the resin kit had a little bit of differences.
I think that did.
Maybe it didn't have as many as I thought.
Yeah. Oh, the spikes, they could have been a bit longer. He must have run out.
Right.
He was running out of time. I mean, come on. Great.
Yeah,
Gotta do what you gotta do.
One builder was building this, and he actually fell on the kit and was stabbed and died, and his son had to take over to finish the kit.
It sounds like some weird urban legend. We need to start this rumor. No.
That's why it's grief, because he was grieving the loss of his father.
Right.
Oh, that's right. It had lights in it. Gosh.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Super cool. But yeah, I mean, this is a perfect example of how somebody, you know, just one modeler influenced the entire hobby with this, you know, with this one build. Another couple of examples that I had, Max Watanabe.
I still use his pre-shading technique.
I mean, who doesn't at that point, Max Watanabe, for those of you you guys that don't know who he is, should know who he is. Let's put it that way. I mean, he's a legend in the hobby of Gunpla.
Find him? His work?
What's that?
Is there somewhere I could find his work easy?
I don't
just
think
like
so.
his Twitter, basically.
Yeah, maybe. But Max, I don't know if he still works for Hobby Japan. There he is. But he used to do a ton of work for Hobby Japan back in the early 2000s when I subscribed to it. And every week, or every month, I should say, he had works in the magazine. And he's the one that kind of came up with the quote unquote Max technique of pre-shading. For those of you guys that pre-shade, more likely than not, you can thank this one individual for that technique. Now, mind you, guys have pre-shaded way before in the hobby, before Max came along, but Max was the first one really, in the kind of late 90s, early 2000s to really step it up and kind of show the technique. Yeah, look, just in the pictures there, Josh, probably one of those article ones. Yeah. Now this is, I found the same image. This was actually translated. Somebody translated this a few years back from his original Hobby Japan article on how to do the Mac, quote unquote Max technique, and it's just an amazing modeler overall. I mean, he's done really great custom work through the years. If you guys don't know who he is, man, do some history homework, go find out, Google, look at pictures, the whole 9 yards, because you should absolutely know who Max Watanabe is.
If you guys want to go back and watch my interview with Lincoln talked a lot about Max in that because he knows him pretty well.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, because Lincoln did Lincoln work for Hobby Japan?
Yes, I think basically, yeah.
Or was it Model Graphics? I can't remember.
You'd have to. I think he was basically doing like freelance thing, so it wasn't exactly working for them, but working with them.
Gotcha. So he was probably on one of their teams.
Yeah. So he knew all those guys, knows all of them.
And that's another thing. Like these guys that does or do or have done models for these model magazines have teams of people working underneath of them. So it's like a full shop producing a model, and it's just incredible. Another guy that was hugely influential for me in particular was Mato Asumi. Zach, can you give me the screen just real quick? I want to show just a couple pieces of his. Let's see. All right, cool. So let's see. Can you guys see that?
Not yet.
I see you.
Me?
I see you.
I see you. I am presenting. Oh, I got to do screen share. Duh. Sorry. Let's do screen 1 and share, and then boom. All right. So can you guys see that now?
I see all your chat and your face.
And your screen.
Again.
We can see
Maybe now?
Yeah. There we go.
All right, cool. So I had it on the wrong screen. Anyway, Moto Asumi was or is another modeler that used to do a ton of work for Hobby Japan. And he's done some really amazing customs. These are his Goblin twins that he made out of DOMs back in the day. And we're talking like mid 2000s. So, you know, what, 15 years ago or so. And he was doing this kind of work back then. And this, you know, was massively influential for me because you look at some of the modifications that he's done, especially right here on the front of the shin, and some of the work that he's done on the side of the legs. That's basically where
pants?
What's that?
Are they wearing pants?
Yes, they are. They have cloth on the thighs and on the upper arms. But how cool is that, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've never seen another freaking Dom with a baseball bat, you know? I mean, that's just cool.
Well, I have watched Fast and the Furious, as I'm sure we all have.
Dude.
Ba-dum-bum.
We've all seen a Dom with a baseball bat at least once.
He'll be here all month, folks. Try the veal.
How did you think that quick? Oh my gosh.
That was good. That was great timing. I got to admit. But yeah, I mean, you know, so work like this. Let's see, another one right here. These builds right here were massively influential for me back in the day. The Mad Dog ground Gundams. Oh, dude, I loved these when I first saw them in Hobby Japan. Now, one technique that I took that I completely ripped from Moto Asumi was his strapping technique. And I used that a lot in my builds, like right here along the front of the shin, along the shoulders and everything, especially like on the feet, over the toes, and on the ankles. That's kind of where I kind of got my own developed my own strapping technique, was from this guy. And
it's crazy looking at these, and I can totally see your style in these. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, this guy was like massively influential to me. I just love his work, and I loved it from the get. So whenever a new issue came out, I would always go and see if he had, you know, some models in there. And I would just look at him for hours, studying what he did and how he did things. Just a massively talented guy. He also did the Crow team, the Blue Crows, where he took 3 Goof customs, and this is the only image I could find, unfortunately, off, you know, kind of really quickly. But what he did was he took 3 of them and customized them just slightly different. So this one would have a shield. Another one would have 2 swords. The other one would have like the chain whip and things like that. And again, you can see just how talented this guy is. I mean, he would put the strapping on all of his models. Like you can see a little bit right here in the on the knees, the knee joint. Just really amazing modeler. Just it completely influenced my whole style. I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got. So yeah, so Moto Asumi, guys, if you don't know who he is, look him up, Google him. You won't be disappointed.
Those ground Gundams you showed before really reminded me a lot of Border Break.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, especially with the different heads here. I mean, look at that. With the visor, that's just cool, you know?
Yeah.
As if those chest vents are awesome.
Oh yeah, the covers and everything. So again, if you guys can get your hands on mid 2000 Hobby Japans, I highly recommend it. You'll see a lot of this guy's work, and it's so worth the price of the magazine.
Cool.
Yeah. But again, I mean, that just kind of goes to show you what, you know, how a single modeler can influence the entire the entire hobby, really, you know? So really cool stuff.
Modelers have an effect on designers themselves.
You mean on mechanical designers or like the production?
Just on mechanical designers. I wonder if they've ever looked at modelers' work and thought, I'm going to incorporate that in my next design, or that would be cool.
Yeah, or are they so good that they don't even bother looking at the civilians' work because of the segment? It's all coming from here.
Yeah, right.
Should they got other work for inspiration and get ideas? Like, I don't know, maybe the Barbatos with the rib cage pistons or something like that. Maybe they saw somebody putting some of those in, like E-Day. He always puts those in.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good call. E-Day is another extremely influential modeler who's kind of influenced the entire hobby. Naoki is another great one. Modern modeler. Kaida from back in the day too, in Dengeki and Hobby Japan is another one that I can think of. And guys, obviously, if you don't know these names, you absolutely need to go and Google them, because this is Gunpla history and Gunpla technique that you should know, and take visual and building cues and pointers off of. It'll help you immensely to study their works. So, yeah. So there we go. That's our conversation, I think, on aesthetics through the years. So, all right. So let's finish this one out here real quick. Let's go and give plugs. Let's start with Josh. Josh, you want to go?
Joshua Darrah, Darrah, and I'm on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And I have my Zeta Work in Progress book, which is still on my website. Digital download, pay whatever you want. Yes, whatever you want. $1 up to $1 million. It's like got 300, 400 pages. I'm really happy with it. It basically shows the whole step of my whole Zeta build. So that's up there. And I also sell Gundam drawings on my website, joshuadarrah.com, and I ship around the world. And shipping's pretty cheap. And if you get 2 prints, it's free shipping as well. I just did another A1 St. Andrew for a customer, and hot damn, it's so good to see. Really big. And my most recent print is the Barbatos Lupus redesign that I did on there. So that's my first full color digital art. So that's on there. But message me on the socials anytime and say hi. Yeah.
Awesome. Totally worth the prices on those things too. Very cool. Thank you, Josh. Zach, want to go ahead and give some plugs?
Yes. I recently, a few days ago, announced the t-shirt design contest that I'm running now with the USA Gundam store. Some people have also been asking me to do like another video, like a kind of follow-up video going over some questions people had about the contest. So I will do that maybe tomorrow night, around this time tomorrow night. I'll just do like a little live stream and answer questions about that. So we have that going on. And then my mail giveaway is also coming to an end here in a couple of weeks. Other than that, I think not really a whole lot. Just kind of got the standard stuff going on. So that's about it.
Very cool. Excellent. Simon, you want to give some plugs?
Sure. You can find me here on YouTube and on Facebook and Instagram. And you can see all of my stuff on GundamUK.com. And you can also visit the Mecha Lounge. That's mecha-lounge.com. If you want to take part in an old school forum.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Justin, go ahead, man.
Yo, Justinius Builds on Instagram and YouTube are the big ones. I revamped my Patreon. That's up now. And I have a t-shirt store at Store Envy. So justiniusbuilds.storeenvy.com. Other than that, you can find me just about anywhere. So just if you do a little digging, I'm probably there. Say hi. I try to talk to people when they message me.
Nice. We can actually see your face now. That's awesome.
Oh, sweet. The sun is high enough in the sky that I'm not an angel anymore.
Yep.
Hi.
Oh, hold on.
Aubrey.
Somebody wants to say hello.
Hi, Aubrey.
Hey, guys.
Oh,
Hello, Aubrey. Hello.
Hi.
it's always nice seeing Aubrey.
Say hello.
Hello.
Say happy Easter. No.
That's awesome. Man, she's adorable.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's your best work right there, buddy.
Definitely. I don't think I'll be able to top this one.
Nice. All right. So let's see. Okay, for me, follow me on Instagram, and on Facebook and on Twitter, and in the future, or even right now, you can follow me on YouTube. Go to www.childofmecha.com to enter my giveaway. 3 items of your choice to one lucky winner. It can be anything, any combination. It can be prints, they can be bags, they can be hats, they can be t-shirts, they can be anything. Any 3 of your choice. Go enter. It's super easy to enter. Also, I just wanted to address Jude101JL. What's strapping? Go to www.childofmecha.com to find out. It's in the tutorial, so you can find it out. Excellent tutorial on that one. But anywho, that has been Gunpla Talk. Guys, tomorrow is a very important day for most of us around the world. It's very sacred, and it only comes once a year, and it's a good time to remember that it's a very, very important day. And of course, I'm talking about April Fool's Day. So if you do play pranks on anyone, please be safe. Use your noggin. And happy Easter too, by the way.
Be sure to get them on video.
Yeah, video for those April Fool's jokes. Those are good. All right, rock and roll. Hey, look at this. We're ending on time. Maybe that's a good a thing of good thing for things to come. I don't know how to say it. Anyways, we started on time. We're ending on time. This has been Gunpla Talk episode 33. Wow, we've been at this for a while, almost 3 years now, and we're keeping going.
Thank you to Alex in the chat for moderating the chat. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Unsung hero, Alex Dadoof.
Alex Dadoof.
Word.
Thanks,
Alex. All right, cool. Bye, Alex. All right. It's been Gunpla Talk, I think. Aubrey, say bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Say see ya.